All right, good afternoon. Welcome back to Burrich Arena in Hutchinson as the Riverblades Stars 12U8 takes on the Riverblades of Sartella Rapid St. Cloud. Both these teams have already guaranteed themselves a spot in the Regions Tournament. This is just playing for seeding. Winner of this game will go on to the championship game. Loser will go into the playback bracket. Prosser takes that draw, wins it back to Hepner. Hepner moves it to Prosser. Prosser fires that one forward where it's intercepted at center ice, but Emery gets back onto it, takes it back, skates it back into the Star zone. Emery skates it up, tries to pass, but it's intercepted at the blue line. Kick forward, but Will is there to push it forward to Akerson, but it bounces off Akerson's stick and into the blade zone. Hepner plays that forward up to the Riverblades blue line. Now it's thrown down by the Riverblades, no icing. Puck bounces off the end wall, picked up by Willa. Willa fires it forward, looking for Akerson. Akerson gets a stick on it, slow it down, but the Riverblades take it. Played back out to center ice by the Riverblades. Nice stick there from Emery Prosser to turn that one back to center ice. Now the puck comes across to the far side, runging around the boards, along the end wall, over to the near side corner. Riverblades played across, but Barton's there to grab it. Barton plays it up the wall, but nobody's there for it. Now back to the end wall. Willa Prosser finds it, has trouble with it. Wraparound attempt, but she whiffs on it. Puck comes out to the point. Fired down the wall, around the corner to the end wall. Picked up by the Riverblades, but Hepner skates over and pins her up against the wall. Fighting for it along the wall. Prosser steps in to help out. The Riverblades pull it out. It bounces out to Barton. Now she's pinned up against the wall. Now puck comes out to the point. Fired down the wall by the Riverblades again. Picked up by Willa in the corner. She plays it up the wall looking for Barton. Barton's pass across to Akerson. Akerson gets it just out of the zone. The Riverblades take it and bring it back in. Akerson knocks her down. Puck goes to Hepner. Hepner skates it forward. Passes it up to Wagner. Wagner turns it over, but Akerson gets a stick on it. Bounces it out into the neutral zone. Now Hagelin skates it across center ice, into the zone, moves it across the blue and off the blue and sticking into the corner. Blue will skate back onto it and find it. Hagelin pushes that up to the half wall, falls down, loses the puck, and the Riverblades are skated out in the neutral zone. Garner got a stick on it, turn that puck back towards Hagelin. Now Balloon intercepts at the blue line, skating it forward. Now played back out through the neutral zone all the way down for icing. 12:35 remaining in the first. Not a single shot on goal yet. A lot of back and forth play between the neutral zone. Balloon will take this draw. She's out there with Martinka and Davis. Wagner and Dolly behind them. Face off, sits underneath Balloon. She pushes it over to the wall. And the Riverblades ring it behind the net. Skated out of the corner by the Riverblades up the half wall, but Martinka's there to get a stick on it. Pulls it off the wall, gets it Davis, who shoots it back to the wall. Balloon skates over to the end wall, and she's knocked off of it. The Riverblades played out, but it's kept in at the point by Dolly. Dolly plays it back down the wall, looking for Martinka. Martinka's pinned against the wall, and the Riverblades play that puck back out to Dolly at the point. She fires a shot through traffic, wide of the net. Picked up in the corner by the Riverblades and skated up the near side wall, up into the neutral zone. Across the blue line, into the Star zone. Peterson with the save on the first shot on goal for the game. Barrasso will pick that puck up in the corner, skating it behind the net. Moving up this near side wall, she's bounced off of it. The puck keeps going out into the neutral zone. And a penalty is called for body checking against the Riverblades. Power play opportunity here for the Stars. 11:43 remaining in the first. Barrasso will take the draw. Wins it to the boards. Barton plays it back to Hepner at the point. Hepner fires a shot. It hits the body in front, goes wide of the net. Now rung back up the boards. Hepner steps in to keep that low. Centers to Barton into her feet. The Riverblades will take that one. Skated up the near side. Into the neutral zone. Dumped. Wide of the net. Bounces off the back of the net. Picked up by Willa. She's going to skate forward with it. Passing that puck forward. It's nearly intercepted at center ice. Barton fighting to get back onto it. And a tripping call coming against Barton as she tried to claw back to that puck and knock the girl down. After watching the refs the last game, I'm surprised we've had 2 penalties already. Face off, pulled back by Balloon. Dolly gets a hold of it, fires it up the wall right to the Riverblades player. Now pushed out in the neutral zone by Balloon. She's taken down. Peterson heads to the bench, and the Riverblades will get another penalty. Holding the call coming against the Riverblades. So we'll get some 4-on-3 action here. Followed by some 5-on-3 for a few seconds. The Stars will have to be careful as the Riverblades come out of the box here when they have 5-on-3. Face off, won by Balloon. Wagner moves it across to Prosser. Prosser winds, fires, hits that girl in the face. Prosser winds, fires, hits her in the face again. Double headshot from Prosser. Centering attempt from Akerson. Puck's played out and bounces out to the neutral zone. Willa Prosser moves it forward to Akerson. Akerson tries to fire that in as she falls down. Bounced out by the Riverblades. Now Wagner knocks that girl over. The puck comes out to center ice. Played back into the zone up to Balloon. Balloon brings it up the middle. Cuts wide. Winds. Tries to get a centering pass, but nobody's there for it. Akerson chips it off the boards to Prosser. Prosser fires a shot through traffic, blocked in front by the Riverblades. Now skated out, but good stick on it by Wagner. Oh, I had those penalties backwards, guys. It'll be 4-on-4 here for a little while. Prosser skates that one in, leaves the puck for Wagner, fires a shot, saved by Bovey. Now the puck comes out to Akerson at the point. She winds, fires a soft shot, it's deflected. Wagner got a stick on it, putting it towards the middle. Now it's dumped all the way down by the Riverblades for icing. 8 seconds remaining on the Stars penalty. 23 remaining on the Riverblades penalty. I don't know, I guess I just always assumed we're home. The goalie for the Riverblades is Berkeley. She played with most of this group last year when we went 2 regions in state as our E-Bug. Face off, pulled back by the Riverblades. Trying to get it out, now comes up the middle. Skated forward by the Riverblades. Into the zone, but intercepted by Hepner. Now bounces back to Hepner again. Hepner moves it forward, looking for Barton. Barton across center ice, into the blade zone. Fires a shot off a shin pad in front. Barton gets back onto it, moves it to Prosser behind the net. She'll skate it over to the far side corner. 5-on-5 action now. Shot high and wide of the net. Rings all the way out to Hepner at the point. She plays it back down towards the corner. Now comes back out toward the point and past her. That's coming all the way down. And that'll be icing. (9:10) remaining in the first period. Nearly 6 minutes in and 1 shot for each team. Face-off coming to the left of Bovey. Balloon wins that draw over the boards. Martinka fires a shot. It bounces off the player in front and bounces to the far side corner where Davis will chase it down. Now Martinka finds it, centers it, looking for Balloon. Balloon can't get a clean shot off, and the Riverblades will move that out. Center ice where Wagner finds it and moves it across, looking for Dolly. Dolly chips it forward. Riverblades will intercept that in their zone. Now played back out in the neutral zone. Garner joins the back check. Tipped wide of the net by the Riverblades. Played over the corner. Played out to the point. Steps up from the point. Walking through 3 defenders. Peterson with the save. Puck run around the boards. Back out to the point for the Riverblades. A shot on the ground. Intercepted by Balloon. She's going to skate that one forward by herself. Up the far side. Tries to get it towards the net. Bounces off the side of the net. Played out to the point. Prosser finds it. Lines fires a shot through traffic. Blocked off a shin pad in front. And the Riverblades will skate it out to the neutral zone. Crossing center ice and dumping it in. The Stars will retreat to grab it. Willa Prosser grabs it in the near side corner. Plays it up the wall out to the neutral zone where it's intercepted. Riverblades walk into the zone with it. Winding, firing a shot wide of the net. Puck comes all the way out to the point where the Riverblades step in and push it low to the corner. Now Willow will get back onto it. Willow is ridden into the boards, has trouble with the puck, but it gets to Emery. Emery has that one tipped off her stick, but she gets back onto it. Skating it up the middle, tries to fire it out. It's held in at the blue line. Now played back towards the far side corner. Hefner gets to it, plays it forward. Hagelin can't get it out of the zone. Now the Riverblades turn it back to the corner, picked up by Willa. Crosser skates forward with it, fires it, looking for Akerson, over Akerson's stick and out to the neutral zone, picked up by the Riverblades. Fired across the far side, Barton steps in, pushes that one forward. Now the Riverblades push it back. Puck brought into the zone by Hepner. She centers to Akerson, fires a shot wide of the net. Puck picked up, pushed into the corner, Akerson grabs it, plays it out to the point for Barton. Barton fires a low shot into the skates in front. Now it's flung out into the neutral zone by the Riverblades. Willa Prosser back to chase it down. Willa fires a pass. It's intercepted at the blue line. Riverblades bring it in. She's knocked down. A little bit of contact there. Now moved up the far side boards. Fired a pass across by Barton. Bouncing down into the Riverblade zone. They're going to pick it up and move it back towards the neutral zone. Out across center ice. Pressured by Barton as she brings it in the zone. Good stick work there from Dolly to slow that puck down. Now a shot, tipped and deflected in front. And now back out to the Riverblades point. Shot from out in the point, deflects off of three people. Wagner dives and pushes that one wide. Puck comes up the wall. Now it's intercepted by Balloon. She chips it but can't get it out of the zone. Peterson's going to stop that one and cover it. 6 minutes remaining in this first period. Shots on goal currently, Riverblades 3, Stars 1. The Riverblades have won the previous two meetings this season between the teams, each of them a one-goal game. Very tight efforts. The Stars had the lead in shots on goal in both of those games. Puck rung up the boards, held in at the point by the Riverblades. Puck comes to the far side corner. Hagelin skates onto it, throws it out into the neutral zone. Riverblades take it there. D-to-D pass. Now a dump in. Bounces off of Wagner and behind the net. Now back to Wagner as it comes out in front of the net. Wagner skates forward with the puck. Up the far side. And Garner comes in outside.
Oh, here we go.
Face-off will come just outside the Riverblade zone. Puck pulled back, pushed forward, and up into the bench by Hepner. Prosser pulls that puck back to Hepner. Hepner moves it across to Prosser. Prosser plays it forward, looking for Martinka. Dumped in on net. Peterson will turn it away. Now chipped out into the neutral zone by Martinka. Deflected by Davis there, but the Riverblades find it again. Puck along the near side boards. Taken by the Riverblades. D-to-D pass across the far side. Skating up across center ice. Dumping that puck in. On net. Turned away by Peterson. No call on the hook there. Puck comes out to center ice. Played forward by the Riverblades. Shot from far out. Peterson with a leg save. Move forward. Barton finds it along the wall. She's stopped there. The puck comes back to Hepner. She finds Akerson at center ice. Brings it forward. Can't get it into the zone. Barton finds it on the blue line. Now makes a move through. And it's chipped back out to the neutral zone. Emery skates back. Now brings it across center ice, up into the near side of the zone. Brings it wide, winds, fires off the side of the net. Puck bounces back to her, now she loses it. The Riverblades take it behind the net. But Akerson chops at it, gets it back to Prosser. Prosser plays it out to Prosser. Fired a shot, another headshot there. Akerson knocks that girl down on her way to the puck. And now Akerson deflects that pass. Willa Prosser throws it back out to the neutral zone. Riverblades are there to intercept. Now they throw it into the zone. Willa skates forward with it. Has it tipped off of her stick. Now out to the neutral zone. Dolly pushes it forward out all the way down. No icing. The ref wasn't looking at it. They looked at each other and gave a shrug. Puck comes out to Wagner at the point. She shovels it down towards the corner to Akerson. Akerson centering attempt, bounces off a skate and comes back to the wall. Now Barton throws a shot that's deflected off a skate in front. Puck comes out to the neutral zone, now back into the zone. Balloon's knocked down. Akerson centers it, nobody's there. Hepner skates forward onto it, misses the puck, but takes the girl with her, so the puck moves back to the corner. Puck comes out to Hepner, she plays it back down to the corner. Picked up by the Riverblades and played up the wall. Hepner fires it across to Wagner. She throws it towards the net. It's intercepted there. Now that pass is intercepted by Hagelin. Hagelin skates forward with it. Brings that puck down to the end wall. Riverblades will skate it to the far side corner. And chip it out to the neutral zone where Wagner's there for it. Wagner skates that puck forward across center ice. Dumps that in. Riverblades will take that. Down in the corner. They're going to fire that one all the way down. And that'll be icing. 2:15 remaining in the first period. Tied at 0. Shots on goal, Riverblades 6, Stars 2. Prosser takes the draw, it gets pushed to the corner. Garner steps in, pins that puck up against the wall. And the Riverblades will step off the wall with it. And out into the neutral zone. Prosser with great speed on that back check. Puck bounces off the wall and underneath David Hagelin. Now it comes over to Garner. He skates forward across center ice with it. Into the zone, winds, fires, glove saved by Bovey. 1:48 remaining in this first period, tied up at 0. Face off, pulled back into the corner by the Riverblades. She tries to protect it, but pressure from Balloon gets that puck, gets it out to Wagner at the point. Shot fired, bouncing through traffic, bounces a couple times and just wide of the net. That was a dangerous one there. Puck comes, rings all the way past Dolly. Icing the call. Balloon will take the draw, wins it back, pushes it out past Dolly at the point. Dolly's going to have to hustle. Takes an angle to get in that girl's way, so she couldn't follow her up. Now puck back to Balloon. She moves it forward looking for Barton. Barton stood up at the blue line. Puck goes forward. Akerson brings it to the zone, fighting through pressure. She gets taken down. Now puck comes back to the near side boards. The Riverblades skated up into the neutral zone. Cutting towards the middle, brings it wide to the far side, shovels it down to the corner. Wagner's going to get back to get it. Wagner pulls it off the wall, skating forward with it. 49 seconds remaining. Across center ice, cuts to a forehand, fires a shot wide of the net. Rebound comes out to Barton. Barton brings it back to the end wall. And the Riverblades will skate that puck off the end wall, but it's intercepted at the blue line by Prosser. Fires a shot through traffic, hits a shin pad, bounces wide. Emery centers off of Barton's stick to the side. Hepner fires a shot. Bovey makes the save. Puck comes to the circle. Skated out by the Riverblades. Cross center ice and a dumping attempt. Bounces off the shin pad. Now Willa Prosser fires it back out to center ice, and the Riverblades bring it in offsides. Face-off coming in front of the Riverblades bench, pulled back by the Riverblades. She'll bring it into the zone, fires a shot. Peterson with a save, drops the puck, gives it to Prosser. Prosser moves it forward to Garner. Garner plays it across to Hagelin, and that'll do it for the first period. Tied up at 0 after 1. Shots on goal 7 for the Riverblades, 4 for the Stars. Other River Lakes news. Today, the River Lakes Bantam A team defeated the Moose 9-4. Davis Wirtz with a great performance with 6 goals and at least 1 assist. The Bantam A's and the 12U A's are the only 2 River Lakes teams remaining, and both have secured their spot in the Regions tournament. So that's pretty awesome news for those 2 teams. And we'll be back for second period action. All right, back for second period action. Stars in black moving from right to left in this period. Face off pulled back by the Stars, but the Riverblades step through and take that puck, chipped off their stick and move back forward. Dickerson skates it forward, has it knocked off her stick. Riverblades skating it forward, dumping it into the zone. Dolly's going to fire that one back out through the neutral zone. Picked up by the Riverblades, played back to the blue line, now out to the neutral zone, fired across the near side. Dolly gets over onto it, bangs it off the boards, trying to get that puck moving forward. Pressure there from Barton, steals that puck, brings it into the zone, lines, fires over the net. Akerson pins that up against the wall. Now it comes out to Prosser, she has trouble with it. Bounces back past Wagner and out into the neutral zone. Dolly comes over to help out. Plays it forward, looking for Akerson. Akerson has it in her feet. Now the Riverblades move it forward off the Prosser stick and back into the Star zone. Emery grabs it, skating it up the far side. She's pressured across center ice, dumps that puck in. The Riverblades will skate it back out through the neutral zone. What are we doing, girls? Shot wide and high of the net. Rebound comes back out to the side of the net. Wagner gets over to it on the wall, but the Riverblades pressure her. Now it's dumped up the wall, but not out. Puck sitting under everybody's feet. Now Akerson finds it, throws it out to the neutral zone. Akerson's going for a change there after dumping that puck down. Puck played across, intercepted by Balloon at the blue line. She dumps it towards the corner, chases it down. Looks to center, but nobody's there. Puck bounces back off a Hagelin stick into the corner where the Riverblades take it. Now puck's played back out in the neutral zone. And we'll get an offsides call here. Got a good River Lakes crowd here. Lots of happy family members. Balloon wins that draw, pushes it back to Hagelin. She chips it back to Hepner. Hepner plays it to the near side. Hagelin will skate up onto it, moves it to Balloon. Balloon has it knocked off of her stick. And a call is coming against Riverblades for that. And the Stars will go on the power play. Prosser takes the draw, pushes it to the near side boards. Barton plays it up to Wagner at the point. She skates forward with it. She's pressured. Gets that puck moving further into the zone. Prosser centers to Barton. Barton shot on, saved by Bovey. Puck comes out through the slot, and now it'll be dumped down for icing by the Riverblades. Good pressure there from the Stars, getting a couple shots on. Bovey in good position to keep them out. Other fun hockey news, Berkeley, the goalie from Riverblades, her sister is the St. Cloud Crush goalie who just made their first state tournament entrance. Shot wide, tipped by Barton on net, turned away by Bovey. Akerson plays it out to Wagner at the point. Wagner walks forward, shoots it right off the shin pads in front of her. Now Prosser with a shot, soft on the ground. Riverblades intercepted, skated out to the neutral zone. She tries to dump it, but it's intercepted by Emery. Emery skating forward with it, has it tipped off of her stick by the Riverblades. Now she throws a body into her, no call. Puck comes off the wall, Prosser skates it forward. Into the zone, winds, fires. She scores! Power play goal for Emery Prosser to put the Stars up 1-0. A little spark for the Stars, a little fire in their step, hopefully here. Face off, pulled back by Balloon, bounces off Martinkin over to the Riverblades. Puck skated down into the zone. Picked up by Wagner behind the net. Wagner has trouble with the puck. Now gets it back in the corner. Up the wall and out to the point. Shot on, Peterson saves. Puck comes over to Wagner. Now played out into the neutral zone. Chipped off the wall by Davis. Makes it all the way down for icing. 11:44 remaining in this second period. Stars leading 1-0. Shots all tied up now, 7-7. Both of our games against the Riverblades came early in the season. We haven't seen them since, I think, November. Face off, pulled to the near side wall, sits underneath Hepner. Now the Riverblades push it down to the corner. Stepping out of the corner with it, but she's stood up by Hepner. Walking it past the defender, in on net. Peterson makes a save. And the rebound is put back. And the Riverblades tie it up. She walked right off the wall and in, got a couple shots on goal, and I guess it trickled in between Peterson and the pipes. Put this as a tie game. Hagelin plays that back, looking for Prosser. Prosser moves it to Prosser, skating up the far side wall, into the zone, cuts middle, skates behind the net with it, has it tipped off her stick on the end wall, played out through the neutral zone all the way down. That's going to make it for icing. 10:59 remaining in the second period, tied up at 1 here. Balloon on the draw, has it sit underneath herself, it bounces forward towards the net, picked up by the Riverblades. Pressure put on, puck comes to the corner, Garner gets a stick on it, but still goes to the Riverblades, now out to the neutral zone. Hagelin gets it to Balloon, Balloon skates it into the zone, fires a shot on, Bovey saves it. Puck's bouncing around back there behind the net, now played over to the far side wall. Balloon races to get to it, but it's played out by the Riverblades. Dolly finds it at center ice. Plays it forward looking for Garner, but it's intercepted. Now it comes back to Dolly. She shoots it up the boards, and the Riverblades take it. Now Dolly gets a stick on that one, turns that one back to center ice. Now played to center ice by the Riverblades. Dumped into the zone. Dolly slides her into the boards, and she'll go for elbowing. And the Riverblades will get a chance on the power play. Face off come to the left side of Peterson. Hepner, Prosser, Martin, and Akerson out there for the Stars. Martin kicks that puck forward through the face-off dot, but the Riverblades are there to take it. A D-to-D pass. Fake shot, bounces the pass, gets it to Barton. Barton throws it down ice. That's going to be a little too far for Akerson to catch, and it'll be icing. Just out of Akerson's reach there. A little softer pass, and that could have been a short-handed opportunity. Face-off pulled back by Barton. Hepner takes it, skates behind the net, hits the brakes, plays that puck to the corner. Barton shovels it, but held in at the line by the Riverblades. Shot on, Peterson save, turns that puck to the far side. Now the puck comes back out to the point. On the half wall. William tries to get it out, can't get it out of zone, but Willie gets it out to center ice. Picked up by the Riverblades, skated back into their zone. Now out to the near side boards, intercepted by Balloon at center ice. She'll bank it off the boards. Barton's going to race for it. Puck comes up the wall. Riverblades shovel it, but Hepner's there to slow it down. Turns it back towards Barton in the corner. 30 seconds remaining in that dolly penalty. Hepner's pinned up against the wall with it. Prosser steps in to help out. Skates it along the blue line. Holy cow, she's hooked a couple times. Fires a shot, saved by Bovey. 'Face-off won by Prosser. Wagner has it at the point. Tries to shovel it back up the wall. Bounces over that Riverblades player. Stays in the zone. Now back to Wagner over her stick and back into the Star zone. She turns, fires one to the near side wall. Picked up by the Riverblades at center ice. Now dumped into the zone offside. Two seconds remaining on Dolly's penalty. Face off, shot off the draw, but intercepted by Wagner. Now played out to the neutral zone. Riverblades play it down to the Star zone. It's intercepted by Hepner, skated forward across center ice. She brings it into the zone, skating down to the corner with it. Tries to center, Riverblades intercept. Now they play it out, held in at the point by Emery. She fires it back down the wall. Picked up in the corner by the Riverblades. She'll hit the brakes. Heads back this direction on the end wall. Back to the far side. Pass intercepted by Garner. Now bounces up to the neutral zone. Prosser skates back through that girl. Knocks her down as she takes the puck away. It bounces over to Wagner. Wagner fires that puck in deep. Riverblades will take it behind their net. Skating it to the far side corner. Now out into the neutral zone, across center ice, brings it into the Star zone. She's pushed wide. Puck out to the point for the Riverblades. Shot wide of the net. Picked up in the corner, played out, intercepted by Martinka. Martinka moves it forward, trying to get it out of the zone. Now she gets it, loses that puck just outside the blue line. The Riverblades bring it back in, tried to center. Rosser comes through her. And Prosser's going to go. Prosser's going to go for a body check. Face-off come to the left to Peterson. Back on the penalty kill for the Stars here. Balloon, Prosser, Dolly, and Akerson out there for the Stars. Face-off pulled back. Balloon skates it behind the net. Loses the puck there. The Riverblades take it. Trying to throw it up the wall. Now back to the corner. Centering attempt. Bounces and comes all the way out to the blue line. Blue line to blue line pass. Now dumped down to the corner by the Riverblades. They'll skate it out of the corner. Pass it up to the blue line. Shot through traffic. Blocked by Akerson. Akerson skating forward with it, loses it. It comes to the near side wall. She gets back onto it. Now the Riverblades take it, skating across center ice, bringing it into the zone. Out wide, pressure wide, shot on, Peterson save, rebound, shot wide of the net. Now the puck comes back out to the Riverblades point. Shot, deflects, and goes wide of the net. Bloom plays that up the wall. Tries to fire it out through the neutral zone. All the way down for icing. 30 seconds remaining on the penalty to Prosser. Face-off will come to the left side of Peterson. Pulled out to the Riverblades point. Pressured from Barton. Now shot wide of the net. Martinka finds it along the far wall. Can't get it out of the zone. Now Wagner fires it, but it stays in the zone. Riverblades bounce it off their own player, but now it comes off the wall. Shot blocked by Wagner. Wagner dives trying to clear the zone. Puck brung up the slot, now fired out by the Stars. No icing to call. I don't know why. Prosser rejoins play out of the box. Riverblades fired up center ice, but Hepner's there for it. Now Wagner throws it forward, looking for Martinka. She tips it into the zone. Now it's back out to the neutral zone. Barton collides with that girl against the boards. A couple Riverblades parents aren't used to physical play. Barton brings that puck into the zone. Tries to fire a shot. She's knocked down. And a soft call for a check there against the Riverblades. And the Stars will go on the power play. 5:16 remaining in the second. Tied up at 1 here. Prosser will take the draw, wins it to the near side boards to Barton. She plays it back to Wagner at the point. Wagner fires a shot off the shin pads in front of her. Puck goes up the half wall, played off the wall, but Emery's there to keep it in. She fires a shot through traffic, it falls down. Shot by Akerson wide of the net. Now Barton finds it behind the net, tries to shove that one in next to the net. And covered up by Bovey there. Face will come to the left side of Bovey. 1:11 remaining in the power play. 4:57 remaining in the second period, tied up at 1. Puck thrown all the way down by the Riverblades. That's going to go wide, and we'll get icing. 4:53 remaining in the second period, tied up at 1. Stars on the power play for another 1:08. Prosser wins that draw to Akerson. She plays it back to Wagner. Now across to Prosser. Fires a shot through traffic, finds Bovey's legs, and she turns it away. Now Akerson centers right underneath Emery's stick, comes out of the zone. Wagner retreats with it. Wagner across to Prosser. Prosser moves it forward to Akerson. She chips that puck right over to Emery at center ice. Emery brings it in, skates forward with it. Wines fires, deflects wide of the net. She gets her own rebound off of that. Skates it out to the blue line, across the middle, fires a shot wide of the net. Bounces off the end wall to Barton. She tries to center. Now Akerson moves it to Wagner. She fires a shot and scores! Akerson to Wagner on the power play goal to put the Stars up 2-1. 4:13 remaining in this second period. The Stars take the 2-1 lead. Face off, pulled back by Balloon, now pushed forward by Garner, intercepted by Riverblades. They'll dump it forward, Hepner finds it, looking for Hagelin. Bounces past her, and Balloon chips it off the boards, but pushed back against the boards by the Riverblades. Now we're just ramming it up that elephant's butt, and the Riverblades sneak it into the zone. Brought in along the wall. What are we doing here? Both teams have had the puck. The ref's got his hand raised for a penalty. Both teams had the puck at least 2 or 3 times. Holding the call against Hepner. All right, I guess we'll go on the penalty kill here. Probably a good call, just poor execution blowing that whistle after the good call. Yeah, both teams had the puck a couple times. Ref forgot he had his hand raised, I guess. Probably a good call, though. Shot from the point, Peterson's leg save, another save from Peterson. Puck sits just outside the crease, and put back on the rebound. And tie scored 2-2 here with 3:29 remaining in the second. The Riverblades got their power play goal. Face off, pushed forward by Prosser, picked up by the Riverblades. Martinka giving chase. Puck's coming up the near side wall. Intercepted by Dolly. She'll fire it off the wall and back down to the Riverblade zone. Pass across to the far side by the Riverblades. Skating into the zone. Lines fires a shot. Peterson saves. Puts it to the corner. Puck pulled out of the corner. Crosser is pulled down. Now bounces off the boards. Davis, winds, fires, shot, blocker saved by Bovey. Puck brought up, deflected by Prosser. Now Davis gets onto it. Now Akerson gets a shot, is blocked in front. Now Prosser finds that puck in the corner, puts it on the end wall. Akerson chips it off the wall for Prosser. Prosser fires a shot through the crease and over to the far side. The Riverblades hammer at it and get it out to the neutral zone. Wagner fires it off the boards, bounces right to Barton. Barton into the zone, fires a shot. Bovey saves it. Puck comes next to the net, picked up by Akerson. She passes out to Dolly. Dolly fires a shot through traffic. It's tipped and goes just wide of the net. Puck sitting just outside the crease. Puck sitting outside the crease. Now Bovey catches that one out of the air through all that traffic. 2:07 remaining in the second period, all tied up at 2. Face-off pulled back by Balloon. Now played to Hepner at the point. She bounces off the boards down to the corner. Played around by the Riverblades. She's going to skate it up through the defensive zone, out into the neutral zone, up the near side wall. Pressured by Hepner. She loses the puck, but right back to a Riverblades player. Fires it wide of the net. Picked up along the far side of the wall by the Riverblades. Her pass is deflected by Prosser. Prosser is just all over her and bounces that one out into the neutral zone. Pressure put on, puck stolen by Hagelin. She brings it into the zone and she's knocked off of it. Now played back out to Prosser in the neutral zone. Line change there, nearly caught the Stars off sides. The Riverblades will skate that out into the neutral zone. Into the zone. Wines fires, Peterson save, rebound comes out, picked up by Willa. Puck pinned up against the wall, the Riverblades take it. Centering, bounces off a foot wide of the net. The puck rings around the near side boards, picked up at the half wall by the Riverblades. Pressure put on by Hepner. The puck sneaks out this way. Played forward by Davis, and she's pulled down. And the Riverblades are going to go back to the penalty box. Hooking the call. 46 seconds remaining in the second period. The Stars have scored both their goals on the power play. The Riverblades have scored one of theirs on the power play. Face off, pulled to Barton. Barton plays it out to the point for Wagner. Wagner walks it up the wall, she passes it down towards Barton. Centered, shot on, Bovey holds on to it. .36.5 seconds remaining in this period. Face off, one back to Wagner at the point. She skates past that one. Fires a shot on the ground, gets her own rebound, another shot, covered up by Bovey. Lots of good pressure here on this power play from the Stars. Winning face-offs, controlling it, getting pucks on net. Face-off won by Emery. Barton throws that one behind the net. A little change of strategy. Riverblades fire that one up into the bench, so we'll get another face-off down in the Riverblade zone. Face off, pulled back by the Riverblades, chip forward, bounces past Prosser out in the neutral zone. 2-on-1 here for the Riverblades as they bring it into the zone. Cuts it back to her backhand, has it tipped off of her stick. Now Barton plays it out to the neutral zone, 5 seconds remaining, 4, 3, 2, 1. And that'll do it for the second period. Tied up 2-2 after 2 here in a tight, contentious game between the Riverblades and the River Lake Stars. All right, back for third period action here. Face off pulled back by the Riverblades. Akerson skating to get onto it, but it's turned back out to center ice. Pushed forward by Wagner and up into the crowd. Reminder, fans, flying pucks can and will do a great deal of damage when leaving the ice surface. Please keep your eyes on the action at all times when in the arena. My favorite line from my PA announcing days. Face off back to center ice. 36 seconds remaining on this power play. Puck pushed down into the star zone. Picked up by Emery Prosser. She'll skate forward with it. Up the near side wall, into the zone. Cuts it wide. Skates it behind the net. Looking for a wraparound. Sneaks all the way through out to the point. Wagner holds it at the point. Skates past the defender. Walks up. Glove saved by Bovey. 12 seconds remaining on the power play. Prosser will take the draw for the Stars. Puck comes back past her, move back out to Wagner. Fires a shot, bouncing into traffic. Now Emery Prosser finds it along the wall. She's pinned up there. Sorry, forgot to move the camera. It comes out to Wagner. She dumps it back down the wall. Barton races over to get onto it. Puck comes to Dolly at the point. Fired back into the corner. Hits that Riverblades player that's still sitting on the ice. And then fired down by the Riverblades. And that'll go for icing. 13:57 remaining in the third period, tied up at 2. Face off, pulled to the far side boards. Hagelin skates it out of the corner, tries to center, bounces off a skate and bounces to the end wall. Balloon skates it out of the corner, cuts middle. Puck comes out to the blue line. Balloon brings it back down, chips it down to the corner. Hagelin centers right underneath Balloon, but it comes all the way up to Prosser. Her shot deflects off shin pads and goes to the corner. Centering attempt, bounced off the side of the net, sits just outside the crease. Bouncing there, Hagelin can't get a good shot on it. Balloon gets a shot off of Bovey and wide. No, puck comes to the corner. Riverblades play it up the wall. Now back to the corner. They ring it around to this near side. Willa Prosser dives in to hold that one along the wall. Now it sneaks out to the neutral zone. Garner grabs it, plays it across to Hepner. Hepner skates up to the red line, dumps it in. Picked up behind the net and moved to the corner by the Riverblades. Played up this near side wall, steps off the wall, out into the neutral zone. Now she'll dump it in. Puck goes behind Peterson, behind the Stars net. Hepner plays it forward, bounces off of Hagelin's stick, and back to the Riverblades into the corner. Centering attempt, turned away. Now Prosser skates forward with it. Willis skating it across center ice, into the Riverblade zone. Cuts wide, tries to cut middle, shot off the side of the net, bounces back towards the far side corner. Comes out to the point, Dolly fires a shot, wide of the net. Picked up in the corner by Emery Prosser. Emery skates along the end wall. She has it tipped off of her stick. Now back to this side. Riverblades bring it into the corner. Davis skates through her. Puck comes out to the neutral zone. Fired to the blue line, knocked down, but still goes into the zone for offsides. .12:05 remaining in the third period here. Tied up at 2. Balloon wins that draw back to Wagner. She fires it in, hits Balloon, bounces to Barton. Barton winds, fires wide of the net. Puck bounces back up the wall. Barton skates to it, pushes it behind the net. Picked up by the Riverblades and played back behind the net. Now ringing it up the wall to the far side half wall. Skating out, chips it in the neutral zone. Dolly fires that one right up into the Riverblades bench.
Let's get moving, White. Let's go. Bring it on. Let's go.
Face off at center ice as we threw that puck into the bench. Balloon Balloon wins that draw, but the Riverblades step through and push it towards the star zone, now into the zone. Wines fires, Peterson saves, leaves that rebound on the blue paint. Now they take it away in the corner, try to center, it's turned away, but right back to a Riverblades player. Now Wagner finds it, pushes that puck behind the net. Chipped out by Akerson to the near side half wall. Balloon skates onto it. Balloon cuts through traffic in the middle, brings it into the Riverblade zone, skates it wide. Centered by Balloon off a skate and wide of the net. Now played up the wall. Wagner keeps it in, throws it back down to the corner. Riverblades skated out to the neutral zone. Into the star zone along the far side wall. She's kept wide into the corner. Steps out of the corner, plays it out to the point. Shot fired from the point, bounces and goes behind the net. Lots of traffic behind and in front of the net. Centering attempt, cleared out of there by Dolly. Hagelin skating forward with it up the near side. She gets bumped and goes down. Puck stays there. Garner gets it back to Wagner. Wagner skating forward with it. Through traffic, gets across the blue line, fires that one down into the Riverblade zone. Bounces off the end wall and out in front of the net. Riverblades fire back out to the neutral zone where Wagner's there to grab it. She passes that one forward, misses everybody. Played out to the neutral zone by the Riverblades. Played back to Prosser. Prosser fires a soft pass that's intercepted. Now she intercepts it again as it comes into the zone. Prosser fires that one up the half wall looking for Martinka. Martinka has trouble with it. Now gets it out into the neutral zone. Now played out to the neutral zone. Intercepted by Balloon as she comes into the zone. She can't get a shot off. Goes down into the end wall. Pressure put on by Martinka. Puck comes to the blue line. Now pushed back down the half wall. Rung out to the neutral zone by the Riverblades. Picked up by Heppner back in the star zone. Heppner skates forward across center ice. Brings it into the zone. Leaves it right at the blue line. Emery tries to get it deeper, but the Riverblades skated out into the neutral zone. Pressure as she's bringing it into the zone. Now bounces off of the skate and comes back to Barton. Barton gets it out to the neutral zone. Now pass is intercepted by Akerson. Brings it into the zone. Cuts middle. Bounces it off the far side wall. Plays it out trying to get it to the point. Nobody's there. As Dolly was coming onto the ice after a change. Dolly back to grab that puck. Fires it off the boards, looking out through the neutral zone. Riverblades turn it back up to the star zone. Now Wagner finds it, chips it off the boards, looking for Prosser. Now back to Wagner along the boards. She fires it up to Akerson. Akerson turns, skates, chips that puck forward. Emery skates onto it, fires a shot off a shin pad in front. Now it comes out to the neutral zone. Picked up by Dolly. Dolly winds and fires, and we still have 3 players in the zone. Face off, pulled back by the River Lakes. Now dumped into the zone. Riverblades take it. Puck thrown up through the neutral zone. Wagner skating forward, fires a pass, hits Garner on the stick behind her. Now fired in by the Riverblades. 8 minutes remaining in the third period here. Puck played to the near side. Wagner's going to skate that one back behind the net. Looking for a pass up to Garner. Hits her on the stick. Bounces off the stick. Now she'll shovel it down into the zone. Now dumped in by the Riverblades. Puck goes to the far side corner. Picked up by Wagner. She turns, tries to fire that one up the wall. Now Hagelin gets to it. Skating forward with it, has it knocked off of her stick. Now Garner gets to it. Garner shovels it out to center ice where it's intercepted. Now Heppner grabs it. She passes across to the far side. Hagelin skates over onto it, chips it off the boards, down into the Riverblade zone. Puck comes across to the near side. Riverblade skated forward, throwing it into the zone. Heppner takes it, bounces out to the neutral zone. Emery Prosser skates onto it, chips it off the boards to herself, brings it to the far side of the zone, plays it around one, behind the net, skates it to the corner. Pulls it out of the corner, centers off his goalie stick. Now Bovey makes another save. Puck comes out to Prosser at the point. Fires off a shin pad in front. Puck comes to the far side. Heppner skates up onto it. Heppner plays it to the far side. Around the end wall. Emery steps in and intercepts it. Tries a wraparound off the goalie right under Martinka. The Riverblades played out to the point, held in by Prosser. She'll ring it around the boards. Now fired all the way down by the Riverblades. I don't know if that's going to make it. This ice is pretty slow at this point in the game. Picked up by Heppner. 6.5 minutes remaining in the third period. Pass is nearly intercepted to center ice by the Riverblades. Now fired back into their own zone. Puck skated up through the neutral zone by the Riverblades into the star zone. Wines fires. Peterson saves. Rebound bounces out. Picked up by Prosser. She pushed off it on the wall. Martin with the puck along the far side wall. Skates it through the neutral zone. Leaves it at the blue line. Now the Riverblades skate back through the neutral zone with it. Pressured by Balloon. She grabs her and pulls her down. No call. Now puck comes into the zone. Dolly banks it off the wall. Riverblades intercept. Balloon gets in front of that pass. It deflects up into the bench, and we'll get a whistle and a face-off. 5:40 remaining in this third period, all knotted up at 2. Balloon wins that draw back. Dolly steps forward, throws it into the zone, intercepted by the Riverblades. Now to center ice, Wagner intercepts that pass attempt, tries to fire it forward, but the Riverblades are there to stop it. Now they'll dump it in. Puck rings around the end wall of the far side corner. Dolly rides that girl over to the corner. Puck pushed towards the net. Wagner picks it up, plays it forward to Akerson. Akerson's pass across looking for Barton, bounces off the Riverblade stick and right to Balloon. Balloon into the far side of the zone. She has it tipped off of her stick and she's knocked down. Puck comes out to the point. Dolly fires it down the wall. Now Akerson stops that pass, but Riverblades shovel it back to the blue line and just out. Dolly plays it back to Wagner. Wagner across center ice. Brings it into the zone. Stick handles. They take it away. Now they lose it. Riverblades fire that one all the way down for icing. 4:43 remaining in the third period. Tied up at 2 here.
Go, White! Fire up there! Let's go!
Prosser takes the draw for the Stars. Hits the official with it and bounces back to the Riverblades. They ring it up the boards. And skate it out. Pass across into the neutral zone. Heppner turns, gets to it, bounces it out in the neutral zone. Hagelin moves it to Prosser. Prosser into the zone with it, makes a move around one. Backhand centering pass, bounces out to the point to Prosser. Prosser winds, fires. Blocker saved by Bovey. Puck bouncing around in front. Nobody can get a clean shot on it. Now it comes out to the neutral zone. Riverblades bring it up the wall. Pass across the middle just out of her reach, otherwise that was a great opportunity there. Heppner has it pinned up against the wall, fires it up the wall. Riverblades are there for it. Shot deflected by Prosser, goes wide of the net. Now the Riverblades step off the wall with it. Centering attempt, Prosser's there to stop her. Now Emery rings it around the near side. Garner chips it off the boards, now to the neutral zone. Pressuring. Puck moved into the star zone. Willa's there to grab it. Banks it back to Heppner. Heppner tries to pass that one forward. Bounces off a skate and right back to Garner. Garner backhands it into the zone. Now the Riverblades skated up the neutral zone. 3.5 minutes remaining in the third. Puck bouncing around at center ice. Now shoveled into the zone. Wide of the net.
Raise your whistle, Stripes!
Puck played behind the net by Heppner. Fired forward. Barton tries to get that pass across to Akerson, but it bounced off a skate and back. Now the Riverblades fire that one down behind the net. Wagner's going to chase onto it in the corner. Wagner fires it off the boards, looking for Barton out of her reach. Played back down the wall by the Riverblades. Heppner gets to it. She fires it forward through the neutral zone. That makes it for icing. Face-off will come to the left side of Peterson. 2:45 remaining in this third period. In this playoff format, there is no ties, so it is 10-minute overtimes until a winner is found. 2-minute intermission. Cassie's trying to bring the clap back from state last year. Our leader of the clap, though, is actually currently playing the goalie for the other team. Puck comes out to the blue line, held in by the Riverblades. Now the puck comes down, end wall, picked up by Wagner. Wagner has it knocked off of her stick. Riverblades take it off the wall. Try to pass it up the point. Good interference there from the Riverblades. Puck bounces off the end wall and back next to the net. Now move forward. Balloon trying to fight for that one. And Balloon is going to go along with the Riverblades player. They were tangled up. The Riverblades player kept pulling her down, so Balloon just finally popped her one. Not sure why we're getting the face-off in the star zone, as the puck was out in the neutral zone when they called that coincidental penalty. 2:06 remaining in the third. All right, Prosser will take the draw. Puck sneaks under her. Now it's chopped over to the corner. Played up the wall. Akerson skating up to it, but is held in by the Riverblades. Centering attempt, bouncing around in the high slot. Now Wagner steps away with it. Skating forward across center ice with it, up the far side of the zone. Cuts middle. Fires a shot off of the defender in front. Gets back to her own rebound. Takes it behind the net. Centers right to Akerson. Saved by Bovey. Puck's bouncing around just outside the crease. Bovey keeps that one out of the net. Prosser takes the draw, sits underneath the centers. The Riverblades pull it back, skating it up out of their defensive zone. Akerson gets a stick on it, pressuring. Riverblades bring it to the far side of the zone. Puck bounces off of Akerson's stick and goes wide of the net. Peterson tried to get a glove on it, couldn't reach it. Now comes up the near side wall. Akerson skates forward with it. Fires a pass looking for Barton. It goes past Barton. No icing, as that girl got to it just before it crossed the line. Puck comes up through the neutral zone. Passed across for Garner. Garner throws that one in deep. 1 minute remaining in the third period. Riverblades skating that puck up, far side wall. Bounces off the wall, now thrown in. On net, Peterson kicks that one to the corner. Willa Prosser skating it forward, 45 seconds remaining. Passes that puck forward to Garner. Garner brings it into the zone, hits the brakes, fires a shot. Bovey saves it, rebound comes out. Now dumped down by the Riverblades. Peterson plays it out. 25 seconds remaining. Riverblades take that puck in their defensive zone, played up the near side wall. Prosser has it along the wall, fires it out, can't get it out to the neutral zone. Now it comes out to the neutral zone. Barton with it at center ice, skates it into the zone, 10 seconds remaining. Tries to line up a shot. Shot bouncing around, goes just wide of the net. Puck comes out to the point. Prosser fires a shot as time expires, and that'll do it for the third. And we'll go to overtime. 2-minute intermission here, followed by a 10-minute overtime. Searching for a winner. Alright, it's played just like another period, so they will switch sides of the ice. Stars back moving from right to left. Berkeley and Haley give a little high five. They got a lot of practices together last year at the end of the year. It was a lot of fun to have two goalies there. Ross will take the draw for the Stars. Apparently we didn't have the, clock had 15 minutes on it, so it's only supposed to be 10. So we'll get a redraw here. Face off, pulled past Barton over the near side wall, picked up by the Riverblades and dumped into the zone. Bounced off the end wall, Peterson plays it over to Wagner. Wagner skates forward with it. Fighting through traffic to get it out to the neutral zone. All the way up into the Riverblade zone, fires a shot wide of the net. Picked up by Prosser in the corner. Centered through everybody, comes all the way out into the neutral zone. Wagner skates it forward across center ice, dumps it into the zone. Off the end wall, bounces out in front of the net. Played back by Bovey behind the net. Oh, centering pass right under Barton's stick. Comes out to Wagner. Rings it around the boards, picked up by Akerson. She chips it off the boards, back over looking for Wagner to get to it, but the Riverblades get there first. Bring it up into the zone. Wines, fires, shot from wide. Peterson turns out and away. Played out to the point again for the Riverblades. Another puck rings around the near side wall. Out to the point. Nice play there. Shot wide of the net. Peterson gets a stick on that one to keep it behind the net. Riverblades step up from the end wall. Trying to fire a shot from dead angle. Puck's bouncing around in feet. Now it sneaks out. Barton finds it. She tries to get out of the zone. It comes out to Prosser. Prosser skates it into the zone. Has it taken away as she comes out of the zone. Now the Riverblades bring it back up the ice. Into the Stars zone. Makes a move past one shot. Save Peterson. Mom. Face off, come to the right side of Peterson. Balloon on the draw. Pulls it back. Prosser skates behind the net. Tries to move that one forward to Garner, but it bounces up in the air. Now it rings out to the point for the Riverblades. Pass D to D. Skating up from the point. Peterson saves it and holds on to it. I don't know what that conversation was. Face off, pulled to the corner. Skated forward by the Riverblades, but Hepner takes that puck away. Passes forward to Garner. Garner looks wide side, can't get it out of the zone, but Balloon gets a stick on it, pushes it forward into the neutral zone. Battling for it, the Riverblades take it, skating across center ice, pressured by Garner. Prosser finds that puck, and into the zone offside. Hockey without the delayed offsides. Puck up the near side wall. Push to center ice. The Riverblades will take that at the blue line. Skating across center ice. Into the Star zone. Pressured by Prosser. Puck up the wall. Barton picks it up. Shovels it forward looking for Prosser. The Riverblades intercept and throw it down. Icing the call. Shot from right at the red line. 7:24 remaining in this first overtime. Puck fired out through the neutral zone. Foot race for it. Hanging wide. by Peterson on the save, kicks it out to the inside. Played out to the neutral zone by Davis. Riverblades take it, move it forward off of Davis's stick and back to Hepner. She plays it forward for Davis. Davis tries to move it to Prosser. Taking off the Prosser, stick it right back to Davis. Davis fires out into the far side corner. Martinka's going to chase it down in the corner. Puck off of a couple of skates there, and now the Riverblades will get it out in the neutral. Rubbed off of it by Prosser. And she takes that puck, skates it into the neutral zone. Tries to move it forward, bounces off her stick, and comes all the way back to the Riverblade zone. Dumped out in the neutral zone. Hepner finds it just outside the zone. She can't get it into the zone, so no offsides call there. Puck comes back. Wagner chases back to get it. Wagner fires near side, bounces off the wall to Barton. Barton pulls it back, and a trailer from the Riverblades gets a stick on it to slow it down. Now Wagner has it at center ice. She plays it back to Balloon at the blue line. Balloon line kicks it to herself in the zone. Flops it up into the corner. Balloon skates it out of the corner to the end wall. Passes out to Akerson. Fires a shot wide of the net. Rebound bounces out in front. Back to Barton. Now Balloon flyers one up in the air. Goes over to the far corner. She turns back in the corner. Skates towards the net. Now behind the net with it. She's pinned up there. Has it chopped off of her stick. Barton gets to it. Puck comes to Akerson. She fires a shot. Blocked in front by the Riverblades. Played out to Dolly at the point. Dolly fires a shot right into the Riverblades player in front of her. Comes back to Wagner. Center ice. She skates it through the neutral zone across center ice. Brings it into the zone. Fires it forward. Rings it along the end wall. Akerson's going to chase it down in the corner. Pressuring that Riverblades player. She tries to fire it up the wall. And the Riverblades pass is deflected by Prosser. Now fired across the far side as it enters the zone. Picked up on the end wall by Emery. 5 minutes remaining in this first overtime. Emery fires out to center ice, looking for Akerson, but just a little out of her reach. Now puck bounces back out to center ice. The Riverblades take it. Skating it into the zone. Wines fires wide of the net. Picked up in the corner. Knocked down by Dolly. Dangerous play from Dolly. She's already been called for that once today. Prosser was ridden along the wall, but fights through the pressure. Brings it in the zone. Wines fires high and wide of the net. Puck rings up for Dolly at the point. She comes in to keep that one in. Puck sitting there along the wall. In everybody's feet. Now pushed forward by Garner up the wall. Now bounces all the way down. That's going to go for icing. 4:15 remaining in this first overtime period here. Tied up at 2. Bloom pulls that draw back, gets it to Hepner at the point. Hepner plays it off the wall for Davis. Davis shoves it down to the end wall. Played up by the Riverblades up the far side. Pass up to center ice. Riverblades bring it into the zone. Up along the wall. Now chopped out by Davis into the neutral zone. I can't see the puck. Not going to make it for icing. Pressure put on by the Stars, but the Riverblades skate through it up across center ice into the Star zone. Pulls a shot, saved by Peterson. Took back well down, no call. Martinka fires out to center ice. The Riverblades try to get to it, but it comes to Davis. Davis makes a move around one, then loses the puck. Now she fires a shot. It's deflected wide. Hi, Poppy Joe. Poppy, my #1 YouTube fan, is here in person today, so she just came to say hi to me. Riverblades skated in up the far side. Shot on Peterson. Hits that one. Drops it next to the net. Martin with the puck up the near side. Fires a shot wide into the far corner. Picked up by the Riverblades. Played out into the neutral zone. Wagner's going to have to hustle to get to it. She gets there. Skates it up across center ice. Makes a move around one into the zone. Backhand shot off of Bovey's leg. Puck bounces wide. Now Barton gets a stick on it, slowed down along the wall. Pass is nearly intercepted, sitting there under feet. Now Akerson gets a stick on it. Now fired out to the neutral zone. That won't make it for icing. Dolly will have to get back to it. Dolly finds it. Skates it in front of our net. Fires it forward for Wagner. Wagner chops it down out of the air. Passes it forward into the far side corner. Puck picked up by the Riverblades in the corner. Pressure put on by Garner. Puck moved back into the neutral zone by Dolly. Riverblades fire a shot into Dolly's face mask. Dolly clears that puck out in the neutral zone. The Riverblades will pick it up at center ice and fire it back into the star zone. Just under 2 minutes remaining. Wagner tries to fire that pass out of the zone, but it's held in at the point. Bounces right back to her. Uses the boards to chip it out through the neutral zone. Riverblades get back to it. No icing. Pass comes out to the point. Held in by Martinka, but then the Riverblades bounce it out in the neutral zone. Now it comes back to Prosser. And she fires it forward. Bounce off the Riverblades. Balloon gets to that puck. She's taken down behind the net. No call. Puck's in a pile there in the corner. Riverblades pull it out of the pile. Try to move it forward. Martinka got a stick on it to slow it down, but the Riverblades bring it out to the neutral zone. Skating it into the zone. Pushed wide. Hepner got a stick on it. Centering pass intercepted by Prosser. She moves it forward, looking for Davis. Davis runs it across center ice. She's knocked down into the boards. Riverblades throw it out into the neutral zone. It's brought back into the zone offsides by Hepner. .50 seconds remaining in this first overtime. Timeout called by the Riverblades. We'll be back after a 1 minute timeout. There's Poppy Joe, my #1 fan. All right, faceoff's gonna come just outside that Riverblade zone. Stars with Barton. Oh my goodness, I haven't had my microphone on this whole time, have I? Barton brings that puck into the zone. Fires a shot, Bovey saves it, and she'll hold on to it. 45 seconds remaining in the period. I apologize. I guess I didn't realize that I wasn't talking right into my microphone.
Hey, she's got to square up, man.
Face off, pulled by Prosser to Barton. Hepner fires a shot, there's shin pads in front of her. A race for the puck. Prosser got there, but the pass comes across. In all alone and a goal. Riverblades win 3-2 in overtime.